We're recording another podcast and I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah! You like that jingle?
Yeah.
It was just off. It was just random.
Is that your thing now? Like at the intros, you just come up
I
with
just
a-
always sing something, so I feel obligated to do so now because it's been like the last at least 18 episodes.
something like that.
So I feel like if I don't come on and sing, actually we did one where I didn't, and it felt weird.
Really?
Can you hear that in the mic?
I heard a tick.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that weird little that. Yeah, they can't
Wait.
hear it. Yeah, it's like it's going around on a track. Like this is like there's some disc in here that's slowly turning. Is that how this technology is working? I don't know, man. It's weird. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Listen to LambChop podcast. This is another Chop Chat here. I'm your host, Gavin Lamb, and with me today, as always, is Cody. His last name's Spence, if you're interested. He never says his last name.
No.
But we're here for another Chop Chat, and if you want to watch these podcasts or any of the shorts or anything like that, you can go to my YouTube channel at Gavin Lamb TV on YouTube and check out the Listen to LambChop podcast playlist because it's a mouthful, but it's there, and it's all for you to watch these podcasts as we record them. So you can, like, if you just want to know what we look like, boom. You want to see what we're talking about when we have like pictures and examples of things, boom. It's all right there. You can listen in the car, because that's safer, obviously. And then when you want to, you can go and tune in to the YouTube channel and watch things. Because that's what YouTube is, a bunch of videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's good to be back. Cody and I missed a week last week. We had an argument.
We broke up for about 5 days.
What had happened is kind of a classic misunderstanding. He thought I was
What-
mad at him,
What happened
and I thought he was mad at me.
What started it all was we don't communicate. And if I'm not told something...
Communication is key in
Yeah.
any relationship. You gotta just come out with the tips.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's all good now.
Yeah, so we missed a week. Sorry about that. We just admitted all that, and it's not even gonna show up. Like they're all so
It's gonna
scheduled. Yeah, no one knows when we miss a week or even two. Really, they're all just scheduled on.
I mean,
so
we got.
I know though. I know.
You know.
But it's okay. We're back now, and we're just here to chat and talk about things. And
Do a little chop.
yeah, and at the end of this thing, to wrap it all up, we're going to do like a rapid fire. Well, I don't know how rapid fire it's going to be. But we're going to ask each other would you rathers.
It's going to be more of a discussion.
Yeah, more of like we use the would you rather as a discussion. Like we did with the would you rather punch a hornet's nest or a bear, a sleeping bear, in the last episode. Or no, 2 episodes ago. I don't know. I think it was 2. Yeah, it was 2 episodes ago. So if you haven't seen that one yet, you need to go check that out. Also, you can check out the video on YouTube Shorts, my Instagram page, and also TikTok at Gavin Lamb TV. So you can go check out those videos. We throw up some shorts and TikTok sometimes too. But it's going to be very, very much like that, where we just have like a discussion. And, I think it would be more fun to have a longer would you rather segment like that, since we're getting rid of one.
Yeah.
But I can't find the video I wanted to show you. But I do, in fact, have the Instagram page that I wanted to show you. It's called, so it's just popped up one day, super random. I actually saw one of her reels on Instagram, and I was like, this is pretty wild. Like, is this like a hobby? Do people do this? So I looked at it, and then I clicked on her page, started watching a bunch of her videos, and then I just subscribed to her, or followed her on Instagram, because it just interested me so much. I was so, like, hooked.
Mm-hmm.
The name is the_magic_crafter. So, the Magic Crafter on Instagram, if you want to look it up. I guess I'll shout her out. It's pretty wild stuff, right? So, I'll just go ahead and click on it and show you. I'll show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like she's like an actual mermaid.
Right. She has one of these things
Those
called
are some like pretty good looking fins.
Yeah, they buy all these. She buys a bunch of them, right? And like there's all different kinds, but she like just goes out there.
Wait. Are they all
Like different.
mermaid fins? Like every video?
Yeah, it's
Like,
just
is that her thing?
That's her thing, dude. Like, look, this one right here, she's fishing and stuff, and it's like a bunch of different mermaids.
Oh,
Like, it's like a community of like.
I will tell you that music, that Celtic music,
Oh
I
yeah,
love that. I love Celtic music.
it's pretty interesting. But like, she does a bunch of stuff like that too, where she's just like posing like a mermaid underwater with the fin on and everything. It's just so.
Is that just like a
interesting.
fab or something? or?
Dude, it's just their thing. It's kind of like, I guess it's like cosplay, but for.
Yeah.
And that's what she does. Like, she'll just go around swimming in like underwater areas like that.
Like that. That looks like a shipwreck or something.
I know, yeah. A lot of her videos are at Lake Michigan,
Dude,
so
they've got to like learn how to swim that way too.
yeah, they just like these are like top of the line like mermaid fins, and I'm not sure what they're called, but like she was promoting them at one point.
I mean, that's gonna be the same quality as like movies, right?
Mermaid Phantom is her name on here. Michigan's goth professional mermaid. So she's a goth.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a thing until right now.
God.
No, I knew what goth was. I just
Okay.
didn't know that there were goth professional mermaids in Michigan, and that she was one. For hire globally, YouTube videos every Friday at 3 p.m. So she makes YouTube videos.
Wait, for hire.
I guess, yeah. For like maybe she.
Like birthday parties or something. I mean, that's kind of like, you know what I mean.
I guess, yeah. She like shows up and does stuff.
She does.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's wild. That's
You
pretty
get
wild.
married with like a big tank behind you and like mermaids are
Just
behind you.
mermaids swimming around.
Have like a fantasy theme.
We really, really grew up loving The Little Mermaid. You know, we just can't get enough. Yeah, that would be strange. But I just thought it was so interesting. I had to click on it to see where it was going to take me and like
Speaking
what
of
all
that,
she was going to.
do you remember the pirate show at Pigeon Forge?
Oh yeah, did they have fins too?
Yeah, they had fans too.
You know what? I forgot about that. I swear some of those girls were the same girls that were doing like all the acrobat stuff too.
It was the same one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Man, they're just very
But
talented.
golly, dude, those girls, because we were like close to the stage, and I mean, obviously, these girls were attractive, so that definitely helped. But these girls had 6-packs.
Some of them had 8-packs.
Some of them had 8-packs.
They were very buffed up and strong and just talented.
But slim. But like these girls
they weren't
were
like
climbing up
bodybuilders.
ropes and poles and doing like
They were just all
acrobatic
super,
stuff,
super
like
acrobatic.
with just their hands on the pole, and it was crazy
Dude,
stuff that I could not ever imagine doing.
I can't. I would be like,
I couldn't
if
climb
I
up
ever
a
mustered
rope.
up the courage to try to jump off a platform and catch a rope.
Mm-mm.
It would only be that courage and confidence would be so fleeting, because I would be like, I would jump and grab it, and all the weight of my body would come like down on my hands holding that rope, and I would let go and just fall.
When I was
Big
living
splash.
in North Georgia, we had a stretch where we would go tubing on the Chattahoochee, but north of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it was about like a 5-hour tube ride. Anyways, at one point there's a it's like a swing, like you had the cliff, and you got a tree with rope and like wooden handlebars.
Yeah. And so it was like,
And they were trying to get me to jump off, but the thing is like
once
where
you
you
drop
jump,
it,
like
it drops off,
like there's a point where we're going to drop about 2 to 3 feet
and then swing,
and then hit and then swing.
yeah.
And I just knew if I were to do that, it would 100% just come right.
Were other people doing it?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
Definitely don't
did
the thing
do
that other
it.
People aren't doing.
I did do it, but I didn't jump from that height. I'd make sure that I went lower to where it was already, the line was already tight,
That would be.
and then I just swung out. I wasn't about to jump and let.
We had one that was perfectly like lined up at my buddy's like homemade pond,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really fun until what you do is you swing out and drop into the water there in this like man-made little pond, kind of swampy area, and then you swim up. You got throat bubbles?
Yeah,
Jeez. All right. So you swim up to these stairs on this island that was out like right there, and then you climb up, cross the bridge, and then go and climb the tree to do it again.
Yeah.
Well, one time we go in and like I going up the stairs and I hear a splash. I don't think anything of it. I go in. I'm like, that was weird. I thought like it sounded like a splash, like on the stairs. If I took something and threw it into the water, and I was like, I didn't throw anything. That's weird. Get up, go do it again, and then
you saw a mermaid.
Maybe it was a mermaid tail or something. So my buddy Matt goes, and then he comes around, everything's fine. Then I go for the second time, and I'm crawling up, and I hear that same splash, and I look down between the stairs going up onto the little island area. Giant water moccasin underneath the stairs right there, just splashing in the water, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Wait, right where you're stepping?
Yeah, I'm standing on these stairs that get like so. Imagine the stairs, and like 6 or 7 of the last stairs of that staircase are down in the water, right?
Yeah.
I'm stepping up on those, and the first 3 coming out of the water, I hear that splash. I look down through the stairs, and there's a giant water moccasin. So then I go, oh my gosh, snake! I yell snake right as Matt is swinging and in midair and has already let the rope go. So he splashes and he comes up and he goes, did you say snake? And I'm like, yeah. I wanted to say no, but I was like, no, yeah, there's a big snake right there. And he goes, oh my gosh. And then luckily though, it didn't go near him while he was coming up the stairs because my Labrador Retriever, Savannah at the time, she like runs.
And there
jumped in and started swimming towards the snake. The snake starts running away from the dog. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I never got to meet Savannah.
Yeah. She was a good dog.
But did
legendary.
Has Austin taken you to that place?
Oh, Lake Tysinger?
Was it Tysinger? No, it was just like just a lake out in the middle of nowhere in Bowden.
Lake Tysinger.
Was it Tysinger where we used to climb up the thing?
Yeah, you climb up the thing and jump in.
That was Tysinger?
Yeah, Lake Tysinger.
Oh, okay.
It was like a bunch of private residents around.
Yeah.
And then there's just this big water tower in the center, and you can go and climb it and just jump in. It's real deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went on a Little John boat. It was me, Austin, Trevor, and Little Austin. And we were like all like mismatched on this tiny Little John boat meant for like maybe one person, like possibly 2. And we were all on there. Barely moving, going real slow. The battery died and coming back. We all had to use our hands to row back halfway.
So that's a theme with Austin and boats.
I know.
If you get on a boat with Austin and it is, there is a battery involved, there's a 90% chance that battery is going to die. Because I've had to do that many times.
Yeah,
there's one time me and him went fishing in Temple at this big lake.
I think he does it on purpose to see, like, just for adventure's sake. Let's see what happens.
I don't put it past
Let's see what happens.
But I mean, we were out in the middle, and so we had to paddle. And I was already late to getting home.
Terrible.
And my parents were strict about what time you get home. So I was freaking out. So we paddled far enough to where I can get my fishing line, and I hooked a limb finally, and just reeled us in the rest of the way.
Jeez, had to Batman battering that thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, you like that painting?
I do.
So if you can see this on here, I don't know if you can or not, but this is a painting that Jake White did for the Gavin Lamb TV YouTube channel and the Listen to LambChop podcast, because as you hear all the time, our like motto and catchphrase on here is just very biblical. It's just faith moves mountains. And that inspired him to paint his oil paintings. So if you want to check him out, he did tell me that his page is now currently and pretty much always going to be Jake Aaron Art. But if you just go on Facebook or anything and just type in Jake Aaron, it should pop up. And I think he has a shop on Facebook, so you want to go check him out, check out what he's selling some of these beautiful oil paintings for. Go check him out because he is doing a great job. He's actually going to be on this podcast. I know I keep saying it, but I do have it officially scheduled now. And I actually have...
And Jake listens, right?
Sometimes, yeah. I think I don't know if he like listens to every single episode, but he does.
Jake,
listen to
if
this
you were
podcast.
listening to this episode, Gavin told me about the leaves. Thank you for that tip.
Hopefully, maybe he'll be here when he finally does come, and then he can just show.
Yeah, help
Because
me out.
When he comes on, we're going to discuss a few things, but most of the time is going to be us kind of reacting to him and him like showing us step by step how he creates these beautiful oil paintings. Because it's very much Bob Ross style and everything, but I want to see exactly how he does it because he probably does it a little bit different. But we'll see. It's going to be fun. Dude, I am so thankful I drank that Red Bull earlier. Because if I hadn't...
You were done, I could tell.
Dude, I was so tired. I woke up, so I haven't been this tired in a long time, but I went to sleep 2 nights ago at 2:35. I watched like 3 movies, which all of them were awesome. And I watched all 3 movies, and because I knew that Lucas didn't have preschool on Friday, so I was like, oh, it's fine. Me and Lucas will get to sleep in. Well, Lucas wakes up when Darby left for work on Friday, which was 6:30. So I only got to sleep from like 3 to 6:30. And I was like, dude, that's not enough sleep. I'm exhausted. But then I stayed up the rest of the day with Lucas. You know, we were playing, coloring, watching movies, stuff like that. And so I was just up. And then Brett and Charles got here. And then after they got here, we hung out and everything, had dinner and all that. And then stayed up kind of late that night. I didn't go to bed till like 10:30, 11 last night. And then I woke up at 3:30 to start
10:30 is early for you, though.
Yeah, most of the time. Anywhere between like 9 and 10:30, 11 is usually where I normally would go to bed. Just depends on what night and how I'm feeling. But I was exhausted, dude. And there's only certain things in life that I'm like, it sounds bad and like super selfish, but there's only certain things that I like selfishly, willingly want to wake up early for. And that's fishing, smoking meat,
Eggs and chorizo.
eggs and chorizo. Yeah, I'll wake up for that. I'll add that to the eggs and chorizo.
I did that today.
And also leaving for vacation. Those are like the 3 things that like I'm super willing to just like wake up early for. I wish I was more willing. Like, so I get up early for work sometimes, and also I get up early to get Lucas ready for preschool and stuff. So I don't know if it's willingly. I'm obligated. You know what I mean? Those aren't like, oh yeah, I'm willingly gonna hop out of bed to do this.
Yeah,
it's like I have
parental
to
responsibilities.
do this. Parental responsibilities, my responsibilities as an adult, like adulting and stuff. Like, yeah, that's all
Adulting, that's the official word.
obligations, and it's terrible. I wish that I could add waking up early and going to the gym as like the willing one, but I'm working on that.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
All week I've had to get up early. I'm doing that special route where I gotta be at work at 6:45.
Yeah.
So I've been waking up at 5 every day this past week, and stuff. I mean, so I'll get up at 5. I'll go to work, and then I'll get home, and then something comes up, or stuff is happens, and then I'm still staying up to about 11 o'clock.
Jeez.
And then going to bed and have to turn around and wake up at 5.
It's too late.
It's been a rough week.
Yeah, it's late. I was tired all week too, man. I don't know why. I was just like, actually I do know why. I was only scheduled for like 32 hours instead of 40 because I had like 3 days off last week. So I was trying to crunch 40 into only 4 work days. So the last 3 shifts I had, I worked like an hour before, and then just worked through no like breaks or anything. So I just tried to get as many hours as I could in like 4 days. And so like when I finally got on vacation, I had all these plans to like stay up late, watch movies, play video games or something to kick off my vacation, and instead I was in bed by like 9 p.m. that night, just dead tired.
You mentioned it earlier today. Me and you still haven't gone on our little beach trip.
I know, we have to go to Florida, man.
Yeah.
Florida. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I like the beach, man. It's like laying out in the sun, getting out in the water, swimming a little bit, coming back, have a couple ice cold beverages, going out to dinner at night.
See, I'm not a beach guy. I'm a mountain guy. But I will
like
not.
both,
I will not
respectively.
forget our trip to Savannah and Tiny Island, man.
I know.
I mean, that was fun, even though it was 8 in the morning and I worked a double that day with no sleep.
Yeah, we were running off of energy drinks and Waffle House.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to the beach and we were so confused as to why it was such a beautiful day and no one was there yet.
Yeah,
And then we realized it was like
I
just
totally
8
forgot that we
a.m.
were up all night long getting to Tiny Island. And it was 8:30 in the morning.
It just seemed, for some reason, it was like it wasn't going to be that long of a trip, but it just seemed long because
man.
it was overnight.
Well, all right, so I got off at midnight and I worked a double that day.
That's why it was so long, especially for you because you traveled like 2 hours.
Yeah, I traveled from Cornelia, Georgia.
At least you weren't backtracking.
So
though.
yeah,
At least you didn't,
I was going south.
Yeah, otherwise, it would have
But
been.
so I got off at midnight. It took 2 hours with no traffic to get to your house at the time in Villa Rica, and then I remember we sat there just chilling for about 30 minutes.
See, that's the part that I don't remember. I don't remember
I do
staying there at
remember
all.
that.
I remember
No,
I was ready
we
to
chilled out
go
for 30 minutes.
I think that was your idea.
Probably because I was already sitting in the car for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think
straight.
that must have been your idea because I remember I was sitting there and like I was just laying on the couch
You just
resting
packed
my
up, ready
eyes.
to go.
Yeah, I had my bag ready and my wallet and everything like in my pocket, and I was like, I'm ready. When he pulls up, I'm ready to go.
Well,
But then
I got there at 2 in the morning, but we did stop or just relax till about 2:30, and then we got back in the car 6 hours straight. Well, we
4.
stopped at Metter.
So it's about 4.5 hours.
Okay. Well, we stopped at Metter. Everything's better in Metter.
Yeah, because it's where we got Waffle
for
House.
Waffle House, and then I was shocked to see the sand fleas.
Coffee and food.
Yeah.
And then we got a case of beer to take to the beach.
Dude.
Which I think
Yeah,
we only
did.
drank like one each because we also, that was another realization too. We were like, we're drinking 8 a.m. in the morning on the beach.
Yeah.
Nobody's here. Why is nobody here? Oh yeah, it's 8 a.m. Well, we might as well crack the cold one, throw the Frisbee and get in the water.
I still have that picture somewhere where I just dug that hole and stuck my feet in there.
Oh yeah, I think it's on
Relaxing.
Facebook somewhere. It's on Facebook somewhere. We're just like walking around, and then like the next day we got all these crazy pictures of like wearing funky hats on River Street
I don't remember.
and shopping around. I got that weird switchblade.
Yeah.
I still have that guy somewhere, but who knows, man. Yeah, we need to do another trip. The last one was the Gatlinburg one. That was actually episode, so it says, if you listen to the episode, you hear it say episode 2. You hear it say, hey, this is episode 2, listen to LambChop. And then, but if you go to it on there, it says episode 1. And that's because we actually deleted the very first Listen to LambChop episode. We didn't delete it, but we put it private for now, along with all of our other practice round podcasts, because we didn't feel like they were worthy enough to be a part of like that.
The
Dude.
somewhat organization we have.
Yeah,
now.
so like the Wild West one that we did was so unorganized.
You were so embarrassed about that one.
Dude, it was just so bad. Like I just imagined people clicking on the Listen to LambChop podcast for the very first time, starting with episode 1 and being like 15 minutes in, us reading little articles out of the thing, not knowing what we're talking about the Wild West that we know from TV shows and movies, and then like you started talking about camels, and then you started stuttering, and you lost your place on the article, and like we were a disaster. It was like listening back to it, I was like, no one is ever going to click on the second episode if they listen to this one first. So when we finally got our stuff together and started recording consistently for the first at least 5 episodes of Listen to LambChop, we started with the Sevierville trip when we got back. Because that was the same birthday that I got the podcast table. And I was like, well, we got to do a podcast on the new podcast table. And so we broke this guy in at the Sevierville trip in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So that was fun. That was our last trip, though. It's been over a year now.
It's been 2.
No, it hasn't been 2 since we've been.
Has it not?
No.
I don't know.
It's going on 2. 'Cause it's been over
It's
a
going
year.
on 2.
Yeah, but it's not a year
My
yet.
thing popped up, my phone popped up saying 1 year ago today. And it had a picture of like the Dolly Parton statue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it was 1 year ago this past April. So it's working on 2 years.
Okay.
So hopefully sometime in 2023 we got to do something. It seems like we go like now that we're actually adults and have like big boy jobs, it seems like now that we try to go like once every 2 years, once every 3 years or something somewhere on a guy's trip.
We need to do camping is what we need to do.
I know. We gotta get, if we go camping though, we have to invite Devin because he's been like asking me to go camping for like years now.
Because I mean Temple ain't far from.
We gotta just go. 3 dudes, tents,
Dutch oven,
rifles. No.
No, there will be rifles.
Will definitely be. Yeah. What about the bears, dude? The bears are coming out of nowhere all of a sudden.
I wouldn't worry about them in Temple. I'd worry about the coyotes.
Coyote hurting people though?
Not in Temple because everybody in Temple's armed.
Well, they don't ever mess with people. I don't think
they can.
I mean, I'm sure they could, but like they're so like I don't know. I feel like
they're pretty skittish.
Yeah, they're really skittish when it comes to humans. But like other animals, well, and bigger animals.
But they are pack animals, though.
Yeah, like Manny Pacquiao. they're pack animals, bro. Pacquiao. It's actually kind of funny because now that I'm thinking about it, the way that the camera looks, like when I'm looking at the screen on the camera right now, it looks like this painting is a window. It looks like it's daytime and it's out the window. Do you want to do this would you rather thing now?
Yeah.
All right. You want to do rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first?
Or what did you use to call it?
Rochambeau. Oh. All right. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, shoot.
I won't shoot?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, yeah. All right, you start. What you got?
Would you rather die in 20 years with no regrets or live to be 100 with a lot of regrets?
Live to be 20 with no regrets?
All right. I will rephrase this a little bit. Would you rather die in 20 years from now with no regrets or live to 100 years from now with a lot of regrets?
20 years with no regrets.
Yeah,
I don't want to have any regrets, man. I don't want to die with anything over my shoulders, man.
But
any monkeys on my back.
But that means that you'll go at what, 51, 50? 50.
Yeah, 50. Be lucky to make it there anyway. So let's just have no regrets, baby. All right, my turn now. Let's see. What about you? What do you think?
Oh, 20.
You agree? Okay, you said that. Okay. Would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed? Chronically meaning that like it happens more often than not. Like it always seems to happen, I guess.
I feel like that happens to me anyway.
Are you overdressed or underdressed?
Underdressed.
Underdressed?
I gotta work.
So this is the thing.
I mean, I wear my uniform. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Yeah.
But
me too.
I mean, I wear the booty shorts. I let the buttons hang open.
Right now, I'm chronically underdressed for most things all the time, like in gym shorts and a t-shirt, flip flops, and a hat. And that's the way I like it. You can call me Jack.
Was that a part of it?
What?
Your little song that you had. Something.
Yeah. It was.
Or t-shirts, flip flops, and a hat.
T-shirt, shorts, flip flops, and a hat. That's the way I like it. You can call me Jack, but I ain't a beanstalk. Something like that.
Something about a shark attack.
No, I remember one of the verses in it. This is a song I wrote a long time ago. A little like rap I wrote, just messing around. I think one of the verses in it was what did it say? Something about I ain't scared of nothing. I'm really scared of something. Sharks and anacondas, not for real. I ain't blowing.
Remember that one?
Yeah, something about I'm going. All the girls holler because I am a stud muffin. I ain't scared of nothing. I'm really scared of something. Sharks and anacondas, not for real. I ain't bluffing. It was a pretty good. There's some pretty funny verses in that whole thing. I just like wrote it one day and like freshman in college, just writing raps, living on a dream, dude. But yeah, I would say for me personally, I personally believe. You remember that video? Miss Teen USA or Miss Teen South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
She said all that weird stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny. But I personally believe, honestly, that I'd rather just be chronically underdressed because underdressed is just way more comfortable. I'd rather be comfortable.
Well, you're a big guy, and you heat up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like
So.
well, like dress clothes are just awful, man. Like when we go places and I do have to dress up, like weddings, funerals, any kind of like gathering where it's like black tie or like you need to go. And
Well,
like,
see,
be
I
formal.
enjoy doing that because I never do that. I
No, don't
normally
get me wrong, I
gym
enjoy
shorts, a hat, and
Yeah, no,
t-shirt.
I enjoy the experience. I enjoy like being
But you're not
made up,
comfortable.
taking some pictures and stuff. Yeah, I'm not comfortable, and it doesn't last long. Like 4 or 5 hours tops, and then I'm wanting to roll up my sleeves, untuck my shirt, get comfortable. What's your next one?
Would you rather be gassy on a first date or your wedding night?
Oh, dude, my wedding night. Because after
first
that,
date.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's because you were. You
I'm
already
always,
experienced it.
I'm usually always gassy on my first date.
You already told that
Yeah.
told that story about how you were squeaking them out.
Yeah, man.
No, dude.
Strategically.
For me, so this is the thing for me. First date is first impression. So I don't want to be gassy on that because I'm trying to impress the girl. I want to impress the girl.
You're trying to impress her on the wedding night too.
No, dude. No, you're not. You've already done the impressing. She already said I do.
So now she's stuck with you. I guess you got to deal with
stuck
it.
with you. If you fart now, I mean, there ain't no running away from it. It's just, well, he's a farter. Wish I would have known this before, but we're married now. That's ask Darby. That's our experience. I was probably gassy on our wedding night. Who knows? Yeah, for sure. For me, I would say wedding night because you already got the girl. First date vibes. You're trying to win the girl. Okay. Would you rather stay in during a snow day or build a fort?
Build a fort.
Hands down, build a fort, boy. Dude, I'm going hard out there in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to build something like you see on Hoth from Star Wars. I'm going to build a bunker.
I mean, especially here in Georgia, because it snows what? I mean, it actually sticks like a good snow, like once every 3 years.
8 years now. It's like once every 8 years we get a good snow.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. The last time
It was snowpocalypse when I was in
before I
college.
worked at-
And then after that, it was like 5 or 6 years later when me and Darby were living in our first house. Big snowstorm. It lasted for like 2 days.
Man, I remember when I was up in North Georgia, there was a
Well, see, that's different.
It-
You'll have a
it-
chance to get it a lot more.
well, we had a pretty good storm that year,
Yeah.
and they were not accepting me not coming to work, and so I'm trying to get out of my apartment complex up there, and it's a steep hill,
Yeah.
and I'm sliding, and I slide off the road, and I call my boss, hey, I just got my car stuck, I can't come in.
Well, that's dangerous. It's really dangerous in those situations for your boss to ask you to come into those kind of stuff because that.
My boss immediately called
liability.
a coworker who met me at the top of the hill. I had to walk up the hill,
Jeez.
get in her car, leave my car off the road, went to work, came back. Thankfully, it was thawed by then, but
Jeez.
I mean, it was a good 2 to 3 inches,
Yeah, that's terrible.
which is a lot here.
I'm definitely going to be out. I'm going to be out in it doing something. Snowball fight, building a snowman, building a fort. I'm going to be doing something. I'm not going to stay in. Now, later at night when it's cold like that, I love to get cozied up next
By
to
the
a fire,
man.
watch a good movie or something,
Mhm.
and just chill. All right, what you got?
Would you rather be able to take back anything you say, or hear any conversation that is about you?
Oh, man. Hearing every conversation that's about you, or any conversation that's about you, is dangerous territory because all of a sudden you are.
You're gonna be
hearing-
mad at the world.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to hear everybody that judges you.
Mhm.
Like, people can be nice as they want to your face, but they're going to be judging you behind your back at some point, in some form. They're going to say something to somebody about you when you're not around, and you may not like it. 9 out of 10 times, you're probably not going to like it. You may overhear a compliment about you every now and then, but most of the time
It's
it's
not
going to
going to be that often. Yeah.
So I'd rather not hear that at all and be able to take back stuff that I say because I will get angry and fly off the whim and say things that I don't mean and instantly regret it. I would love to just hit the rewind button right there and be like, yeah, don't do that. Don't say that. So that's definitely where I stand with that one. That's an easy one. Are you ready for mine?
Yes.
All right. This is a very important one, okay?
Okay.
Would you rather wear the same socks for a month?
Excuse me.
Wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week? Think about it long and hard. I have my answer, I think, for sure. But I want you to respond first because it's your question.
I had to think like work
Socks for a
here.
month, boxers for a week.
All right, so I had to think about it, as in a work perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter what time of year it is?
No, just any time, any given time. Socks for a month, boxers for a week. What you got and why?
I'm gonna have to go with boxers for a week because, like what happened to me this week. I mean, even though it was not raining that day, I get out of the truck, my left foot instantly goes into a puddle about that deep.
Yeah. So you run a high risk of like your socks getting soaked and jacked
my feet
up
are
all the time.
soaked 3 out of 5 days.
So that's very unique to your situation.
Yeah.
So for me, it would be the opposite.
I'm sure it would be for
Yeah.
most people.
Yeah, because like my feet are, if anything, cold at work. So like, but sometimes they obviously I'm working and everything, so sometimes they do sweat
I
in
just
my work
can't
shoes
stand
still.
wet,
But
nasty feet.
my thing is having to live the rest of the time outside of work with those though. So like for me, I'm gonna definitely choose socks because they're probably gonna stink for sure. They're gonna stink, but they're way down there. They're on my feet, so they're not like right here in my midsection where I can smell every time.
But it will also be covered up. Just tighten that belt,
I don't know, man. Wearing the same boxers, that's just nasty. Because I mean,
It's nasty,
you got your
for
privates, you got your privates down there. You be
Marinating.
pooting gas.
Mm.
You might drip some pee or something. I mean, I feel like your underwear is very
Delicate.
Like, you got swamp butt. Everything's humid. I mean, think it's just sweaty. I feel like my feet don't sweat near as much as everything else. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I don't know. I think
I mean, if you can't sweat.
Yeah, they sweat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason. I mean, it's got to because that's the only way my socks are so wet at the end of the day. If they are, and it depends on what I'm
See,
doing.
mine get wet because of like that scenario or like
You gotta be sweating too if you're just your body's hot out there. You gotta think about it. Heat leaves through your extremities, so your hands, your head, your feet. So you got heat pushing its way out. That's why like socks warm your feet because you put them over.
Well, have you ever seen me in the wintertime?
Block it all in.
If I had a hat on like for hours and then all of a sudden I take my hat off.
Oh yeah, it just cools you off because all that heat can just finally.
Yeah, but have you seen it? The steam is just coming off the top of my head.
Yeah, dude, I thought you said summer. I was like, it happens in the summer. But you know what I mean? Like even like flip flops. If your feet are cold and you put on flip flops and just cover the very bottoms of your feet already warm up just a little bit, even with flip flops on.
Really?
For me, for my case, like my like right now I'm barefoot, but like if my feet were really cold and I put on flip flops, they'd warm up just a little.
See,
bit.
my feet don't get cold, or I just don't realize it. Like,
Well, you wear. I noticed that you have socks on a lot though.
do I?
A lot of times.
Not at
you do.
home, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, most of the time, I guess you're just taking off your tennis shoes and you leave your socks on. But like, I see you with socks on a lot, so maybe that's why. Maybe you have like a fair split. My feet get cold a lot because I never have socks on unless I'm at work, or like have to get dressed up, or wearing tennis shoes for like the gym, or any other scenario where I'll have socks on.
Real quick, during the, I guess it's during winter time, or I guess
It's coming.
anytime.
Right.
But for a while, I was taking about 2 or 3 pairs of socks to work.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a good idea for you.
Yeah, because I would.
You probably should
I would
keep
step
doing that.
in a puddle or something, and then I'd take them off, and I'd put them on my dashboard, turn the defroster on, and then put a new pair on, and then when those get wet, I'd take those off the defroster. and put
Muggy
those on.
smelling truck.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
at least you don't
Oh,
have the
speaking
door
of that,
shut all the way.
there was one winter, I went and bought like a Cliff Bar. It was a brownie. flavored Cliff Bar,
Yeah.
and I threw it up there just to hold, not thinking about it. Had the defroster on, and then about 4, 5, 6 hours later, I realized, oh, I got that Cliff Bar brownie. Dude, it was perfect. It was like it was slow cooking in the oven. It was great. It was the best thing I ever had. It was like a fresh brownie.
I know how to do it again.
Yeah.
Just throw it up there and be like, just line the whole dash with it.
we just.
You're like, what are you doing? Don't you worry about it. I'm gonna have a good time. Come break.
It was awesome.
Oh, you got one more for me?
Just one more?
Yeah, you went first, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, one more each.
Okay. I got a quick one. Anything? Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Would you rather walk in on your parents or have them walk in on you?
Sexually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Me.
Really?
Yeah, for
Really?
sure.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen worse. I would rather walk in on them than walk in on me.
Why?
Because I'm kind of a private person, and I just don't want.
Everybody's kind of a private person, but I don't want to see my parents like that.
But I don't want them to see me like that.
That'd be awful. All right, last one. Okay,
Alright.
this is a big one. Probably the most important the entire time. Could probably solve a lot of world issues if you answer it correctly. Would you rather be Batman or Spider-Man? I know my answer, and I know why. Even though I love the other one.
You're Batman, even though you love Spider-Man.
Is that your final answer?
No, for me?
No, for me.
For you, yeah.
Nah, it's the
Really?
opposite.
The opposite?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, hang on. I would rather be Spider-Man just because of, like, the acrobatics. And
Yeah,
lean,
sling web.
in
Well,
shape,
it
have
depends
fun.
on what Spider-Man are you. You're either comic Spider-Man or you Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire is the only Spider-Man so far that
Who
has
didn't have a six-pack?
Well, no, that could shoot his own web naturally
Yeah.
without having any kind of gadget.
Do you think that they purposely did that?
I don't know. I think that I don't know.
I feel like they just
didn't want to have to create a gadget for it.
Yeah.
And they were just like, hey, just make it to where, like, or maybe somebody, whoever directed that one or whoever decided this is the route they were going to take, was like, so if he only got Spidey sense from the spider, why doesn't he get the other powers too? So they just give him the ability to shoot web. It kind of makes sense to me. I like it better that way, to be honest with you. I mean, the gadget's cool, and like him being able to mix the stuff to make the web, that's cool because it's science.
I mean,
and
both the
genius.
newer ones,
Andrew Garfield and
they both had
Tom
the
Holland had
device.
Gadgets. So, I mean, pretty much Stark Industries pretty much created everything for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, he did some of his own stuff for sure, but like modifications stuff, but like all the crazy stuff.
See, I felt
his first
like-
suit was all Stark.
Yeah, see, I felt like the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield were more
Independent.
real to the comics.
Oh yeah, this one. I mean, I don't know. I like every single one of them in their own like respect, though. Like in their own.
I didn't
ways.
like the Andrew Garfield ones, and then I put my foot in my mouth saying that.
Yeah.
And then in the new movie, spoiler alert,
He's great.
he's great in it. He's probably the funniest
Funny.
one in the movie.
He's funny. He's sentimental.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, he was just as cool and
Yeah.
had just fought just as well as the rest. So, I think those movies are just slept on too, and they were poorly directed, if I remember. They just didn't. They didn't jive good. Like the
Well, they
rest.
didn't have good villains.
Yeah, they could have
The
picked
story
way
was
better.
great.
Like Connors, the guy that wanted to. He had the amputee professor that wanted to turn himself into lizards to regrow. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that villain. I don't even honestly like that he was in the new movie.
But he's a real villain.
I know he was in the comic and everything, so it makes sense. But I don't like it.
So you probably wouldn't like the Rhino guy.
Yeah, that was kind of weird too. But he, did you know that he shows up at the tail end of the Andrew Garfield too?
Yeah.
You saw that clip?
In a mechanical type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the little kid tries to take him on, and then Andrew Garfield shows up and he's like, "No, it's okay, kid. I'm here. Spider-Man's back."
There's the.
I wish they would have showed.
Yeah,
I wish they would have done a
oh.
teaser. There's a little short clip of him just beating the rhino because he references fighting the rhino.
He does, yeah.
In the other movie, but they don't ever.
He's a little bummed about not finding a alien species though.
That was all funny. He was like,
oh
you
man,
shoot web out of
you guys are cool.
Oh, that's so funny.
But
no.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
So, you didn't mention anything about Batman.
I like Batman. Batman's cool. He's my favorite DC. Superhero. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I love Batman and I love DC. I love all his gadgets and like the stuff that he can do, and I love that he was like trained by like Ra's al Ghul and stuff like that. It's all really cool to me.
Yeah, is that in the comics?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in the Dark Knight series and stuff.
Right, I knew about that, but I didn't know about.
He gets betrayed by like one of the daughters of Ra's al Ghul for killing Ra's al Ghul. I'm pretty sure
Michael Caine has been, in my opinion, the best Alfred.
Oh yeah,
he was a great Alfred. But the new one, the guy who does
I like the Batman Forever one too, and the one
Forever
with Mr. Freeze and all
that.
that.
I didn't like that Alfred.
He was all right. I mean, he wasn't like a really cool Alfred, but he worked.
But in the latest Batman with the guy who does Smeagol and King Kong and Planet of the Apes, he was a good Alfred.
Yes. Yeah, that guy was pretty good. I wanted to shock you because I love Batman, but I like all of the natural things. Like what you're saying, like he's just more acrobatic. He can sling around.
And he's a good trash hopper.
Yeah, just being able to like chill and then just like sling everywhere you go up at the top of the buildings without worried about falling to your death. You can just spin a web and swing around. And then Spidey crawl and everything. That's awesome, dude. I'd love to do that. Who wouldn't?
I was going to say that it would suck being in New York City, but if you think about it, Gotham is the New York City of that fictional.
I looked up a DC universe map one time. It's very interesting to see where all the locations actually are. Like Star City for Arrow and all that. That's in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
No idea. Or maybe it was in Oregon. It was up there.
Okay.
It was up in the west, and I was like, oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was closer
to
to
like East Coast.
Yeah. But that one, obviously, that's Gotham. And then there's like Central City, Hub City.
Wait, Gotham is where? New York?
Yeah.
Gotham is New York. Metropolis? No, what is
Metropolis is in Kansas. It's in the Midwest. But it's a big city in the Midwest. Superman, Metropolis?
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Because he was a Kansas boy, landed out in the cornfields or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. I just like Spidey. He's more natty to me than actually both of them are natty. They don't have no, he's not. He's not the most natty. I don't know why I said that. Batman's natty. All natural.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just a dude with gadgets and stuff and good training. Spider-Man.
He is like the Iron Man.
Powers.
You got Batman for DC and Iron Man.
Yeah, the billionaires.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Oliver Queen from Arrow was also a billionaire at one point, too.
And he's all gadgets.
Yeah, all gadgets with his arrows and stuff. Gadgets and skills.
And he does a weird voice.
Yeah. I'm Arrow. Much like Batman, but I'm Arrow.
And I'm
Slade Wilson.
You can't say that.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
I don't remember.
You still have not
I don't remember.
It's upsetting.
You even showed me the video, and I was like, I have no clue what I
know. Oh, hey, Kip, I want to give you a fun fact.
Gavin's fun fact, everybody.
I'm switching up. It's Gavin's fun fact for this one. King crab went down from $59.99 a pound to $55.99 a pound. It went down a whole $4. Wow.
Woohoo.
Wow.
Why?
Do what?
Why? Why is it so expensive? That's what I want to know. $55 for a pound.
Yeah, which is about one cluster, one full cluster. So
which is enough for 2 people to add to a meal. $55.
It's a delicacy. I don't know why people want it so much, but I'm good with shrimp.
Spam and eggs
I'm good with shrimp,
is
bro.
a delicacy to some people.
It's true. Very true. All right, so I want to do a little sneak peek into our next episode, some stuff I'm going to bring up. I got really sucked into some docu-series at the beginning of last week. I had to close a lot. I didn't tell you that. I had to close at work a lot, so I was sitting around in the morning hours, drinking coffee and just watching Netflix. Lucas had to go to preschool. So I was just sitting there hanging out, and I watched 2 docu-series, and I started another one. But actually, I watched 3. One of them was Undefeated, about a 2009 football team in the inner city of Memphis, Tennessee, that finally made it to their very first playoff game ever in the history of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a white coach, all black kids, and it was something where he said a lot of people were going to judge this story, but it was a really, really good story because he related more to those kids than his own children's reality. And everything. So really cool story, really cool documentary. It's called Undefeated if you want to check it out. It's on Netflix. But the other one, we'll talk more about these 2 specifically on the next episode. But basically what it was one of them was called I Killed My Dad. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Very terrible title, but the dude did. It was about a 17-year-old kid that shot and killed his dad, but there were a bunch of underlying reasons as to why he did it. He ended up getting
acquitted.
Acquitted and everything because of all of the reasons that came to light afterwards in the investigation. So very interesting, very crazy. We'll talk more about it in the next episode. And then the other one I watched was crazy, maybe even crazier. It was about Manti Te'o, who was NCAA football player, college football player, and he played for Notre Dame.
Oh, the catfish.
Yeah, he got catfished. Have you watched that yet?
No,
It's special.
I
You
saw
saw
the thing.
Yeah,
today.
it's only a 2-episode special, and it explains everything that happened down to every little detail of how
That
it all
happened
unfolded.
right
After,
right before the championship game.
well,
Like it came out right before, or it might have been right after.
Yeah, I think it was right after, because he had the opportunity to tell everybody that he got a phone call saying that his girlfriend wasn't dead because she faked her death and everything. We'll talk more about it in the next episode.
Okay.
This is a little teaser. We're going to talk about those docuseries and some other things, and I actually have a cool story to share as well. But I think we're about to wrap this one up. We're sitting at 53 minutes on this episode, just under an hour.
It's a long
10:20
one for us.
Yeah, it's like on average, it's about 2 or 3 minutes longer than usual.
Oh
And
my
we're still
God.
talking. Oh my gosh. It's going to be groundbreaking. All right, folks. Well, Cody, you got any closing thoughts for this one?
I love you.
He loves you, and I do too. Thank you for subscribing. Please go to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and subscribe to this podcast. Leave us a rating or review. And also, if you do that, subscribe and leave a rating or review and subscribe to this podcast as well.
Oh, you're going to give them a sticker?
Yeah, I'll give them a sticker. Listen to LambChop sticker. If you...
And a handwritten note.
Yeah, and a handwritten thank you note. And maybe even a bonus thing you don't even know about yet. So all you have to do is DM me at GavinLambTV on Instagram and just let me know that you subscribe to the channel, you subscribe to the podcast, and you left a review. And I will go check all those things out, and then I'll send you a sticker and a note and maybe something else. So thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Listen to LambChop. It's been a fun chop chat. Cody was good to be back. High five. All right, that was
We
that was
suck
neat.
at those.
All right, let's stretch. All right, here we go. One last
I
chance.
gotta make sure I get over the table. That's the problem.
We have one connect that's probably going to wake Brett up.
See, you got
in the other
to
room.
do that.
All right.
So I do that.
All right,
You do that, or you gonna do that?
I'm just coming in I'm coming in. Boom. We hit it. That was a high five. We're closing this one out. As always, on Listen to LambChop podcast, guys. Much love. Faith moves mountains, and peace.
That was exhilarating.
That was so exhilarating.